Hello, it is me, an average reader. I return to you after probably one of the best weeks of my life, celebrating my birthday. It's just been so good to be back in my hometown, which is why I'm currently filming a recognizable, if you live in the UK, hotel brand. Um, Side note for this hotel is I used to actually work here and be one of the managers. So it's always very weird to come back and stay here, but it is in such a good location. I feel like I have to come back here. You can't see it now, but there is a river view in my room, which is pretty cool. But yeah, it was just basically a video about the books I was gifted sort of 3-4 days before my birthday because my partner was going away during my birthday. And then I came to see my family about 200 miles from London and got a lot more books again. But I'm happy about it. It's the best thing to get me. I just wanted to focus on the things that are like Booktube, bookish gifts. So really, we should just jump straight in. If you are new here, I am an average reader. My channel is all about talking about books and book tech and everything in between from the perspective of someone who is just an average reader, not someone who is trying to complete challenges or impress you with their crazily impressive vernacular. It's literally, I like books. I like talking about books. Let's talk about books. If that does sound like your sort of thing, then please like and subscribe. Let's just jump into it. So already we can see a present that isn't strictly Booktube, but it's very on brand at the moment, and it is my Deadpool shirt, which I am sort of in love with a little bit. I actually went to a concert, which will be revealed in my travel vlog, and this shirt was very on brand for that concert, so, 10 points to whoever can guess who I went to see based on my t-shirt. So I think we should start with some honorable mentions that aren't exactly books. As you can see, I've got my little setup here. I felt like I need to try and do something birthday themed, but it's hard to do that in a hotel room because the whole ethos of these hotels is to make it very bare so that nobody feels like they're being skewed either way of what they like or don't like. Put together this makeshift little studio with some of my birthday cards. There were way too many to fit on here, which honestly, it sounds like I'm bragging, but that's the first time that's ever happened. And I did talk about this in my last video. I think it might be because this time last year, I almost died, which is so dramatic, but it's the truth. And I think because of that, I appreciated and my family appreciated a lot more that I was here for this birthday, So we did just go all out with the fun and the family and everything and the food. So yeah, collection of cards, a little Prosecco rosé. And to be honest, I don't actually drink. So since my surgery, I've not been able to drink alcohol. So that's just there for aesthetic reasons. And then the rest I'm going to talk you through. So to start us off, I do feel like some honorary mentions are needed. And these aren't strictly books, but they're things that are sort of related to Booktube or comics, I guess. One, my teeny little Deadpool that I absolutely love. We went out for the day. This was actually today. My little nephew, I say little, he's actually 12, but to me, he's my little baby nephew, won this and gave it straight to me, which was just really sweet. So this is one of my prized possessions now. And then to go with that, on my actual birthday, my best friend got me this Wolverine pop. Next on my honorable mentions list is this stunning little pen that one of my friends got from a museum in Berlin for me. I've mentioned in other videos that I love Egyptian mythology. This pen has got Nefertiti on, and I just love it. I was going to use it for work when I start my job in September as a community mental health nurse, but I would just be so devastated if I lost it, so it's probably going to stay at home on my desk. And now to go with the pen, we're getting more into the bookish, Booktube vibe now, is this amazing papyrus bookmark I'm completely in love with. And it is also Egyptian themed, as you can see. It's almost too nice to use, but I will use it. I can't help but say the word papyrus and think of the SNL sketch. And if you don't know what I'm talking about when I say that, then please Google papyrus, SNL, Ryan Gosling. You will not be disappointed. And then the final thing that isn't really books, but is Booktube related, is this absolutely beautiful journal / writing book that my auntie got me, which is just absolutely stunning. I'm absolutely in love with it. I would love to just have this on a shelf, to be honest, showing it off. It's got like sprayed edges on the book and then these incredible details that sort of shine. I don't know if it's picking that up on the camera, but it's just absolutely beautiful. I, like many readers, actually do a little bit of writing on the side, but I'm not someone who does it professionally or sort of pursued that. I just do it for fun. So I probably will use this to jot some things down when I'm sort of in that mood. Oh, it's just so pretty. I could gush about this forever. So that's my honorable mentions. Now we're going to jump straight into the books that I've been gifted. Last time I think there was one non-fiction, the rest were fiction. These are all fiction. The last time I think we started with a Kobo book, so I'm going to do that again this time. And this is The Boyfriend Subscription by Stephen Salvatore. But every now and then I like to take a chance on like a indie author, someone I've not really heard of, and it's normally something that's just sort of popped up on an advert, and I read a bit about it and think, yeah, I like the sound of that. And I had a Kobo gift card. I've still got some credit left from that, and saw this was only $2.99. So according to what I read about it, it's basically a queer retelling of Pretty Woman. Details on the Kobo store were simply a couple of reviews. So Salvatore delivers all the feels with this charming queer revamp of Pretty Woman. For fans of fake dating romances, this will be a treat. And the blurb is basically a simple deal on complicated feelings. Teddy Hughes has lost his marriage, his business, and now he can't afford another. And to be honest, that's all I really read about it. I thought, well, this sounds quite fun. Sounds different. So I thought I'd give it a go. So that's The Boyfriend Subscription by Stephen Salvatore. And that's it for the e-reader purchases. Now it's physical books. The first one is Profit by Helen Macdonald and Sin Blaché. I think it's Blaché. Blaché, I don't know. I'm really sorry if I got that wrong. I tried my best. This is one of those where they say you shouldn't, but I did see the cover and I was drawn to it, so it went onto my book wish list, and then someone in my family must have seen it and thought, yes, I like the look of that too. According to the blurb, a mysterious event, a weapon like no other, a fight for the future. I mean, those 3 lines alone make me excited to read this book. When you delve into the details a little bit more, an all-American diner appears overnight in a remote British field. More and more objects materialize: toys, fairground rides, pets, and other treasured mementos of the past. The deaths quickly follow. A devastating weapon, Profit, is bringing these memories to life and stifling innocent people with their own joy, but nobody knows who created it or why. Sunil Rayo and Adam Rubinstein are tasked with investigating this strange new reality. After a troubled past together, they are drawn closer than ever to defend what they both hold most dear. So it all sounds very dramatic, a bit dark, a bit confusing, sort of makes me think of like Stranger Things, or actually like WandaVision, with the idea that reality is sort of bending around and people don't really know what's going on. So I'm quite excited to start that one. Next is A Bit of a Beast. It's another fiction. It is The Rage of Dragons by Evan Winter. So I talked about in the previous video, and my dragon phase. My dragon phase probably comes up once every month, 12 months of the year, every year. I just love a good dragon story. I don't think I read much about this one. I saw the cover with the dragon symbol on the front of the shield, and I was like, yeah, stick it on the TBR. But according to the blurb, world caught in an eternal war, one young man will become his people's only hope for survival. Game of Thrones meets Gladiator in Evan Winter's The Rage of Dragons, a novel that started as a self-publishing sensation has become one of the most acclaimed epic fantasy debuts of recent years. So I love that it started off self-published. That's really cool. I love that it's dragons. One of my favorite films of all time is Gladiator. One of my favorite TV shows of all time is Game of Thrones. So it really does sound like a perfect storm for me. So I really can't wait to give this one a go. So the next book, I mean, we've gone from dragons and mythology and sort of techno thrillers, and we're going way over to the other end of that spectrum. Back to some good old queer love stories, which I am a big fan of. There's Radical Love by Neil Blackmore. This was in one of my book vlogs where I walked around London, going to different bookstores and sort of just checking out what was on the tables and things. And it was a cover that I actually couldn't stop thinking about, because that is stunning. Like, what a cover. I would actually have that. If you could take off the writing and everything to have the photo, that would be a pretty cool print on the wall. But that's a side note. I was already pulled in by this book, but then I saw that Sir Ian McKellen had said astounding. I relished every page. It's a pretty thin book, really, as books that I own go. I seem to own the big old chunky ones. This would be one that I'll probably start soon and probably race through. It's probably going to break my heart a little bit. It's quite a long blurb, so I'll probably pick out the small chunk here that's sort of trying to grab you. Based on the true story of one of the most important events in queer history, Radical Love is a sensuous and prescient story about gender and sexuality, and how the most vulnerable survived in dangerous times. I mean, it's very current. It's very exciting. Also, like I say, it's probably going to break my heart. I'm excited for that process to begin. There is nothing better than when a book absolutely rips me apart and I have to rebuild myself from the ground up. It is one of my favorite things. And normally those books I finish and just think, I wish I could do that all over again without any idea what's going to happen. So I hope that I get that with this. I guess we'll wait and see. I do plan on doing like a roundup of the queer books that I read over the year. It feels a bit early to do that at the moment, but I have read quite a few now. That'd be quite a fun video to make. So look out for that one if that's your thing. Next is a author that a lot of you have recommended to me in comments on previous videos. And I think when I did one of my book tours again, I pointed out that I wanted to read one of their books for a long time and haven't really got that. I never really got around to it. So I put a few of them on my wish list and left it up to my family to decide which one I should start with. I hope it was a good choice. If you think it isn't, then please let me know in the comments. But it's the one I have, so it's the one I'll start with. And that is Murakami, and it is Kafka on the Shore. Now, I'm pulled in by that cover because I think that's a cat, and it's a black cat, which are my favorite cats. So I don't really need to know anything else about the book, which I know sounds really arrogant, but it just piques my interest. So according to the blurb, Kafka Tamura runs away from home at 15 under the shadow of his father's dark prophecy. The aging Nakata, tracker of lost cats who never recovered from a bizarre childhood affliction, finds his pleasantly simplified life suddenly turned upside down. As their parallel oddities unveil, cats converse with people, fish tumble from the sky, a ghost-like pimp deploys a Hegel-spouting girl of the night, and a forest harbors soldiers apparently unaged since World War II. There is a savage killing, but the identity of both victim and killer is a riddle, one of many which combine to create an elegant and dreamlike masterpiece. I mean, that's some pretty big words. Really selling it to me. Excited to start this one. It's making it really difficult for me to decide which one I want to start out of all the books that I was gifted for my birthday, and I think there's about 12 at this point. So I think one of the things I might do is create a poll and try and get you guys to help me decide what I should start with, because I don't know how I'm going to choose otherwise. I mean, I could flip a coin or want to make like a spinny thing people use like when they do Twister. Who knows? And that's Murakami, Kafka on the Shore. Down to the final book now. This is one that I mentioned in a couple of videos and was very eager for. So when I unwrapped the wrapping paper and saw it, oh man, I was so happy. And it's another one that I just love the design of. Before I've even shown you the front, you can see the neon pink sprayed edges. Really cool, very sci-fi, very futuristic. And it is the book of Elsewhere by Keanu Reeves and China Miéville. Oh, I have been waiting for this book. As soon as it was announced, probably about 6-7 months ago, there was a video on YouTube with Keanu Reeves announcing that this book, and he'd be working with China. And it's finally out. I finally got it. And I'm just so happy. And it looks so cool. Absolutely glorious. The blurb, again, is quite long, but I'll give you the bit they use to hook you in, which is a mind-blowing epic from Keanu Reeves and China Miéville. Unlike anything these two genre-bending pioneers have created before, inspired by the world of the Berserker comic books. I am so in. I love Keanu. I love sci-fi. And there's like a little animal on the front that almost looks like a little dog. I'm not really sure what that is, but I'm in. I'm in for all of it. So I look forward to reading this one. And that there is all of the books I have been gifted. So as I said earlier, there was a part 1 to this video. If you haven't seen that one, you can head back to my channel and find that, or any of the other videos on there. We do all sorts of bookish things, from telling you the books that I've been gifted, going on little shopping trips. I will eventually be doing book reviews. There's still some I'm reading at the moment, trying to work out the best way to review them, because I don't want it to be, you know, as I say, I am an average reader, so I don't have like an English lit degree, and I'm not going to break down everything. I'm just going to tell you what I like, what I don't like, what I wish they'd done maybe. And you know, things like that. I really enjoy making these videos, and I'm just so grateful for every single one of you that tunes into them, leaves a comment, leaves a like, and my subscribers. It's just wild to me. I started this just over a month ago, and I thought I braced myself for about 10 views on a video, maybe 2 subscribers. Didn't want to tell my family or anyone else about it, and it just really surpassed my expectations. So thank you guys so much. And if you enjoyed that video, like and subscribe. There will be more to come. Love to hear from you guys about what you're reading, how it's going, any recommendations you've got for me. Till then, take care.